All right, so I want to get your opinion. I made a video on my other channel. Wasn't a 9 out of 10. That's tough. That's tough. But the fan base has spoken. And this content creation thing is quite amazing because if something happens, it's a big deal. But if you talk about the potential of it happening, sometimes it's not. And that is going to be a particular person. We've talked about Jadeveon Clowney being a free agent coming to the team. I made a video about Yannick Ngakoue yesterday, and some people had the nerve to call this man washed. The audacity of people. I don't understand. Are you watching the same guy that I'm watching? The dude had 9.5 sacks last year. You can't call nobody coming off a 9.5 sack season washed, okay? So get it right. But this next person, after winning Defensive Rookie of the Year, has a lot to prove. His name is Chase Young. And there have been rumors, and these are not the beginning. Like, I've heard these before, but they've quieted down, that Chase Young could be on the trade block. Should the Detroit Lions invest in Chase Young? Now, Chase Young is the defensive end that I wanted in 2020, and I was hoping that Washington was stupid enough to pass on him. They weren't. We took Jeff Okudah, and we know the rest. Speaking of 2020, the 2020 first-round draft class was pathetic. Chase, the number 2 and number 3 overall picks, fifth-year options were declined. All right? Now, Chase Young, fifth-year option was declined. I don't think Washington sees him as the future, any part of the future. Okay? You decline his fifth-year option after he won Rookie of the Year. How would you feel if the Detroit Lions traded for Chase Young? How would you feel if he isn't going to be worth a lot? I'm sure. No way. Forget it. He's injury prone. Okay, Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake says he's injury prone. So defined injury prone. Chase Young had a torn ACL. That's not injury. That's not injury prone. Injury prone is DeAndre Swift. He had a torn ACL. You don't just come back for that. Ronan says depends on cost. Paul says no. D-Town says Young and Hutch will be nasty. Big Ten will be in the house. How many games has he played? He played 15 year one. Over the past 2, he's only played 12. But don't forget, he got hurt last year. I'm sorry, in 2021. And in 2022, the Washington Commanders are the ones that kept him out. Okay? So we can't call injury prone. If you get injured one time, no matter what it is, that's not injury prone. That's not injury prone. Injury prone is repeat offenses. You're always out. You're always missing games. Okay? So here is my thought as you guys continue to comment, and make sure you put it in the comment section below. Here's my thought of of Chase Young. Okay? This is what I think is going to happen. And he didn't even play for my team, and that's sad because I think he's going to do better than the one that actually did. I think Chase Young is going to, I think right now he's training. I think right now you have the massive chip on your shoulder of the team that drafted you second overall, declining your fifth-year option. And I don't care what anybody says. That is I should have said this in my video, but I'll say it here. That is a sign that you are a trade candidate. Remember, Josh Jacobs was a trade candidate going into year 5 as they did not pick up, or I'm sorry, year 4, as they did not pick up his fifth-year option. And then what does he do? He balls out. They tag him because they didn't want to let him go. Okay? I think that Chase Young is going to do that same thing. And if it's not in Washington, it's going to be somewhere else. Now, me, what I would do, the issue for me is not his injury, that he's injury prone. It's not that. For me, it's the cost financially. Are the Detroit Lions willing to pay the $10 million for a guy that only played 12 last year, right? Is he $10 million worth of potential and the fact that he is a free agent at the end of this year? Or do you potentially tag him to stay around? A lot of fifth-year options decline. Yeah, that year, Ronan, Chase Young tore his ACL, then he tweaked it last year. That's a no for me. Okay, Michigan May. A lot of fifth-year options. 28 games out of 66 in 4 years. No bueno. Okay. Wait. What? What? Chase Young, there was 15 games year one. I'm sorry, 16. Plus 17 in year two. What is that? 33. Plus 17 in year four. That is 50 games exactly. Where are we getting 66 from? Where we get 66 from? He had an opportunity for 50 games, and he played half of them. And you're talking about a torn ACL. Okay? And as far as the tweak, he tweaked it. He's had, 8-9 months to recover? So for me, that's not obviously, if I'm Brad Holmes, I'm looking to his physical health. I'm not going to take a guy who can possibly, and here's the thing too. With a Chase Young trade, okay, if Brad Holmes babied Jamison Williams, how would he do Chase Young? Right? So for me, it really depends on the health of the knee and the price, but not the draft capital, because I think we could get Chase Young for a 5th round pick. We might be able to get him for a 4th. I give 4 for him. I give 4th. Brad Holmes always trades out of. We took St. Brown. We took Derek Burns. We took we traded out the last 2 times. So for me, that's a yes, depending on the health of the knee and the money. But I trust Brad Holmes that any decision he makes. I mean, he's had 2 snafus. 2 snafus, and those snafus are Levi Onwuzurike and Ife Melifonwu. So any move he made out of those, I would trust. So those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below.